Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, back today to answer the question that we all love to ask, will it taco? And this time we're talking fried turkey tacos with Dr. Pepper onion jam. Well, hopefully you guys caught our episode of The Sauce earlier this week in which we deep fried a turkey, because today we're gonna use that leftover deep fried turkey to make these turkey fried tacos. But before we do that, we're gonna put together a grilled Dr. Pepper onion jam, so we gotta fire up the grill. But today we're cooking on the PK Go, which is a great little cast aluminum charcoal grill, portable, you can take it all over the place, a lot of fun to cook on. We're gonna get it started with a chimney full of lump charcoal. Let's put down a couple of fire starters here. And we're using our Jealous Devil lump charcoal today. We'll wait till that's glowing all the way up to the top. Now while that grill comes up to temperature, we're gonna break down our onion for our Dr. Pepper onion jam. We're gonna grill this off in slabs first. I want nice thick slabs so we can get some really good char on the outside of this without just totally obliterating it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hit these with a little bit of chili oil and a little bit of our Roadhouse seasoning. Now this is garlic and chili infused oil, tons of flavor in there. And then the seasoning we're using is our Cattleman's Grill Roadhouse seasoning, which basically started off as like a Texas brisket rub, but then I bumped it up with some chipotle, a little bit of cumin, so it's got a little bit of that Southwest flavor to it. It's gonna be a lot of nods to Texas in this video between the seasoning and the Dr. Pepper. So we'll get some good color on these, and then we're gonna throw them in the blender with our Dr. Pepper and cook it down into a jam consistency. Ready to dump our charcoal now. I'm gonna keep it kind of isolated to one half of the grill, that way we have a cool spot we can move to as needed. But we want some pretty intense high heat right now just so we can get some really good char on these onions. So we'll pop these down right over that hot charcoal. Close the lid so they can also start to soften up just a little bit. Now you can adjust your airflow on this little guy by opening or closing these doors down here. We're gonna leave this open just so we can continue to get some good airflow right underneath that charcoal and then moving out the top of the grill. And for now, we'll just go wide open on both of these. These have been on here for about 5 minutes now. Gonna give them a flip. Yeah, that's what we're looking for, some good char. You can see the way they're shrinking up. That means they're getting soft too. Get some color on the opposite side, then we're gonna take it over to the Vitamix. All right, these are looking good. We've got all of the char that we want. They're feeling nice and soft. So let's head back to the table. So these onions are going right into the Vitamix. You can do this in a food processor too if you like. But the reason we're able to get these so nicely charred is because we're gonna add a lot of sweetness with this Dr. Pepper that'll kind of balance out any bitterness. But because they've been charred like that, we're really gonna taste that smoke flavor. So we're gonna add to this 1 cup of Dr. Pepper. Then we're gonna hit this with 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, really fruity, nice balsamic. And then finally, we're just gonna do 1 little dash of hot sauce. How much is totally up to you. This is the Hoff Everyday Hot Sauce. I'll do about a ½ teaspoon. So we're gonna blitz this just very quickly to break down those onions. You want that to have some texture left to it, the onions themselves, but not big chunks. So back at the PK now. We've got a 10-inch skillet going over the charcoal. Obviously this is pretty runny right now, so we got to cook this down to a jam consistency. Now, this is just shy of about 10 minutes. Our jam's been cooking down. You can see how most of that liquid is reduced. It means that Dr. Pepper flavor has concentrated down into those grilled onions. So this is about the consistency I'm looking for. We're gonna go ahead and let this cool. We'll pull it off and cool it down a bit and put our tacos together. I need this skillet so we can crisp up our leftover turkey. So we're gonna transfer this jam to a bowl, let it cool down a little bit, head back to the grill and crisp up our turkey. So I rinsed that skillet, threw it back on the grill. We're gonna put down a little bit more of that chili oil and start shredding some of our fried turkey. Got some of the breast meat here. It's got a full mix of, you know, everything that came off that fried turkey, some white and dark meat, a little bit of skin in there as well. We're gonna shake on a little bit more of that Cattleman's Roadhouse to give it that, a little bit of that Southwest feel. So just looking to warm this through, maybe put a little bit of brown or texture on the outside, but nothing more. I want it broken up and shredded down quite a bit so we can pack it into our flour tortillas. We'll just close the lid for now. All right, so we're getting hot, we're getting some brown. I'm gonna make sure that we don't dry this out too much, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more Dr. Pepper in here as well. Return some of that moisture back to the turkey that we're cooking out of it right now. And just break this up a little bit, but otherwise it's ready to go. It's just warmed through. Now the tacos themselves only have 3 ingredients that go inside of them: the turkey, the Dr. Pepper onion jam, and the third being a cheese. And I've tried several different types of cheeses with this specific recipe, but my favorite is brie. Now this specific cheese has a lot of bloom on the rind, if you know what I mean. And I don't necessarily want that in my taco. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut this in half. That's the good stuff I want in the middle. So we're gonna be able to just scoop it out of there, get that really creamy cheese in our taco. So I just wrapped these flour tortillas in some damp paper towels and had Chef Mike warm them up for me. Now they're a little bit more pliable, they'll be a little bit easier to fill. So what we're gonna do here is let's start with some of our brie. I'm gonna spread that across the surface. We've got our Dr. Pepper onion jam and a good pinch of our fried turkey. And when I say fried tacos, I mean this whole thing is gonna get fried. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pinch all that together. Take a couple toothpicks. And then we're gonna do just like a shallow fry back there on the grill. Just a little bit of oil. Just like that. Set them all up. So back at the grill one more time here to do our shallow fry on our fried tacos. We're gonna carefully pour our oil in here. We don't want it very deep, just about a 1/2 inch. Enough to kind of cover both sides of the taco once we get 2 tacos in here. Let's just give that a minute to come up to temperature and then we'll start frying. So literally just about 1 to 2 minutes here. We're gonna see if it's hot. If it sizzles, it's hot, and it is sizzling. In fact, it is sizzling more than we need. So let's move that to the cooler side of the grill here and drop our taco in. Yeah, you just want a pretty good activity of bubbles around the edges. We're not gonna tempt this or anything. You're just gonna use your eyes, your senses to know that we're at a good frying temperature. We should be golden brown in fairly little time. I mean, we're talking a minute or less probably on each side. Let's give it a flip. We can always flip more than once if we need to. Oh, that's a good color. You could go a touch darker than that, but that's a good color. Yeah, I like where that's at. So probably 2 minutes is all that took to get that golden brown color, and that's what we're going for, that fried taco texture. Really just managing the oil temp by sliding this away from the coals or toward the coals, depending on what we need. Oh yeah. Beautiful golden brown. All right. This style of taco, this fried taco, this is something I've grown up with. My uncle used to make these with ground beef when I was a kid, and you'd open them up and throw a bunch of, lettuce and sour cream and salsa or whatever you want on top. And while you could do that with this recipe that we've done today, I feel like this 3-ingredient taco is perfect just the way it is. I'd maybe put a little more hot sauce on top, but other than that, I don't really feel like it needs anything extra. The one thing I will make sure to tell you is take those toothpicks out before you get a bite. Now I'm gonna get just one little extra dip of our jam before I take my first bite. And this is why we make extra. Because not only can we have it inside, we can have it on top. You can even save this for later, put it on some burgers, throw it in the freezer, pull it out later, eat it with a spoon. It's that good. Feels like comfort food to me. That jam is sweet. You're getting all those Dr. Pepper flavors with a little bit of that fruitiness from the balsamic. This isn't like Thanksgiving centric, but something about jam with brie, always a great holiday appetizer. And then the fried turkey on top of it, you don't have all those holiday herbs, but it's got that homey holiday feel. Although you could certainly eat it year round. Love that crunch. Great balance of sweet and savory. And that creamy brie just puts it over the top. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me taco, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.